pinag-aralan natin kung paano nakaka-affect yung magnetic field sa isang charge, sa isang wire, and paano nakakapag-produce ng magnetic field ang isang wire, ang isang charge, sa isang wire. Okay? Now, of course, pwede rin magkaroon ng electric field from a coil of wires. And if you have two coils that are next to each other, okay, let's say for example, yung coil 1, nagpatakbo kayo ng current sa coil 1, alam natin na magpuproduce dyan ng magnetic field. Okay? Ano yung itsura ng magnetic field? Malalaman niyo yung itsura ng magnetic field gamit ang right-hand rule. So, i-point nyo sa direction ng current, tapos i-curl nyo yung fingers niyo at kung saan nakaturo yung fingers, yun din yung direction ng magnetic field. So, i-verify nyo kung tama yung pagkakaintindi nyo, kung tama yung drawing at kung tama yung pagkakaintindi niyo. Okay? Kung feeling nyo mukhang mali, taas nyo yung kamay nyo para maano natin, tawag dito, ma-improve natin. Okay. Okay. So yung sinasabi ko kanina ay tawag dito, nagpapatakbo tayo ng current doon sa coil 1. Okay. And dahil sa current na yan, okay, nagpo-produce ngayon ng magnetic field yung coil 1. Sandali. Hindi naka-share.
Sir,
Yes, yes,
di
yes.
ba na-share yun, sir?
Share ko na. Okay, sige. Thank you. Yan. So yung current ay tumatakbo from coil 1 at nagpo-produce ng magnetic field yung coil 1 in this way. Okay, now it turns out na merong katabi siyang coil. Okay, yung coil na yan ay mararamdaman yung magnetic field na pinroduce nung coil 1. So yung coil 2 will tawag dito experience a magnetic flux as a result of coil 1. Okay? Coil 2, maramdaman yung magnetic field as coil 1. Okay. Now, pag naramdaman niyo yung magnetic field ng coil, dahil sa coil 1, anong gagawin niya? From Lenz's law, syempre i-oppose niya yung change na yun. Diba? So, anong gusto niyang gawin? Magpuproduce siya ng sarili niyang magnetic field pero in the opposite direction. So, if you if you use your right-hand rule, at i-curl nyo in the opposite direction yung magnetic field, anong current yung mapoproduce? Anong direction ng current na mapoproduce nung coil 2? Okay. So medyo malabo yun, di ba? Kasi hindi ko alam ang counterclockwise kasi walang perspective. Diba? So ang best is i-drawing ninyo. Okay? So ganyan. So yun yung current na mapoproduce dun sa coil 2. Agree ba kayo dyan? Kasi pag ganyan yung direction ng current, yung magnetic field na ipoproduce niya ay ino-oppose, okay, ino-oppose yung incident na magnetic. Okay? Okay. So, now, yes. Hmm? Ay, baliktad. Baliktad. Ganyan. Then. Hindi. Dito pala. Dito. Sorry. Okay na? Okay. So, yan. So, in other words, dahil may current dun sa coil 2, ibig sabihin meron ding EMF. So, yung EMF sa coil 2 equal according sa equation, it's equal to the negative of the rate of change of flux dun sa coil 2, okay, multiplied by the number of turns nung coil 2. Okay, so this describes yung magnetic field o yung magnetic flux dun sa coil 2. Pero kaya siya nagkaroon ng EMF ay dahil sa coil 1. So we have to relate. So there has to be a relation between yung flux na nararamdaman ng coil 2 with the current na napoproduce sa coil 1. Okay, so it turns out na yung flux na yon ay proportional sa current. Sa current dun sa coil 1. Okay? Now, yung proportionality constant na yan, okay, ay yung tinatawag natin na mutual inductance. Okay, and lalagay natin dito, so I1, lalagay natin dito 2, 1. So, yung first na index means na doon napoproduce yung EMF. At yung second na index na means na doon galing yung magnetic field. So, galing sa magnetic field, galing sa coil 1, okay, yung magnetic field at nag-produce ng EMF dun sa coil 2. Okay, so, if we write that, ang E2 natin ngayon, ay equals sa negative N2 d dt ng M21 I1. Now, yung mutual inductance na yan is a constant. Okay, it's a tawag dito. May specific na value yan depende dun sa system. Okay, so pwede natin siyang ilabas dun sa sa ating derivative. So, mangyayari dito ngayon ay d dt I1. So, E2 is equal to d dt I1. Now, to generalize, dapat maglalagay tayo ng N2 dito. Okay, kasi i-factor in natin yung number of turns. Okay? So, kalimutan ko isulat yung N2 dyan. Okay? Similarly, okay, nag-produce tayo ng current sa coil 2, mararamdaman niya ng coil 1. So meron ding EMF sa coil 1. Okay? And yung EMF sa coil 1 na yan, okay, ay meron ding relation dun sa EMF sa coil 2, which has exactly the same form as earlier. Okay, so merong mutual inductance na parameters. Okay, that relates yung flux dun sa isang coil to the current dun sa isa pang coil. Okay, so yung M na yan ay tinatawag na mutual inductance. And since pareho lang yung system na yan, yung M21 ay equal sa M12 equal sa M. So yan yung tinatawag na mutual inductance. Okay, so from this equation, we can write yung mutual inductance as the number of turns. Okay, so flux multiplied by the flux, okay, divided by the current. Or similarly, it's number of turns dun sa coil 1, flux to coil 1, and current dahil sa from I. Now, from this, makikita natin na ang unit ng mutual inductance ay Weber per ampere. Kasi yung flux is Weber at yung current is ampere. At ito ay equivalent sa Henry. Okay, so ang unit ng mutual inductance ay Henry. So marami pa siyang ibang equivalent. So 1 volt per second ampere, 1 volt second per ampere, 1 ohm second, and 1 joules per ampere square. So lahat yan ay pare-parehong ano ng equivalent lang. Equivalent. Not necessarily equal. Not mathematically equal. Pero equivalent.
One second.
Hmm? Ay, oo nga, no? Oo, kasi kinorek ng ano eh. Kinorek ng... Kasi di ba volt per ampere is ohm. Yes. Okay, now, this type of inductance, mutual inductance, ay tawag dito, very useful pagdating sa isang device na tinatawag na transformer, not yung robots. Okay? Now, ang transformer converts voltages, okay, from a lower voltage to a higher voltage or vice versa. Okay, so bakit siya importante? Yung mga power lines na nakikita nyo sa labas, okay? Yang tumatakbo ng mga ano diyan, voltages diyan ay thousands of volts. Okay? And ibig sabihin mataas na mataas din yung current. Pero itong mga outlets na nandito ay 220. Okay? So, paano niyo pabababain yung current o yung voltage? You use transformers. And yung transformers ay precisely ginagamit itong idea ng mutual inductance. So you can relate or you can reduce the voltage, okay, by determining yung number of coils dun sa coil 1 at saka sa coil 2. Okay, so makikita natin later pag dumating na tayo sa ano na yun, sa concept ng transformers. So, any questions in relation to this? Yes. Hmm? Yes. Yes. Yung? Anong mula yung N sa libro? Multiply mo lang naman sa number of folds. Okay, any more questions? Okay, sige. So tignan natin ito example na to. In one form of a Tesla coil, a high voltage generator popular in science museums, a long solenoid with length L and cross-sectional area A is closely wound with N1 turns of wire. A coil with N2 turns surrounds it at its center. Okay, so find the mutual inductance. Okay, so alam natin ang equation for the mutual inductance ay, so may coil 1 tayo which is yung larger area, yung yellow, di ba sa figure, and then yung coil 2 ay yung gray. Okay. So, ang nagpo-produce ng current ay coil 1. Tama? So, ibig sabihin we're solving for M21. Okay, so equal ngayon to sa N2 phi B2, okay? Kasi yung flux ay dumadaan dun sa second na coil and then yung current ay dahil dun sa current 1. Okay, now ano yung flux dito? Ano bang definition ng flux? In terms of magnetic field. Pero yung mathematical equation. B times A, di ba? So, B times A. Okay? So yung magnetic field na yon ay pinoproduce ng coil 1. So B1. Okay, and then yung area, okay, nung coil. Okay, now ano ang B1? Anong magnetic field na pinoproduce ng solenoid? O, di ba meron pa kayong cheat sheet dyan? Nandiyan pa yung cheat sheet nyo. Mu naught and I. Okay. So, N2 over I1 mu naught N1, di ba? Dahil sa coil, di ba? And then I1. Sa coil 1. Yung small n na yan, anong ibig sabihin ng small n na yan? Hindi, sa equation na sinabi nyo lang. Mu naught n. Mu naught n out. Ano yung n dyan? Number of turns. Okay. Dali ah. Actually, from the book, yung B1 na mu naught N1 I1, ganyan yan, di ba? So this is actually number of turns per unit length. So dapat i-divide pa natin to by yung number of in length ng buong wire. Okay. So yung mutual inductance ngayon ay equal sa mu naught N1, N2 over times A. Nakalimutan ko yung A dito. Over L. Okay, so yan yung mutual inductance. Okay, so pag pinlog in natin yung known quantities, binigay ba yung values? Hindi. Nagbigay lang siya ng example na values doon. Okay. So kung halimbawa nga na consider natin for example ang length ng wire is 0.5 meters, number of turns ng N1 is 1,000 and number of turns ng N2 is 10, and then yung area ay 10 square centimeters, yung mutual inductance na yan ay equal sa 25 microhenry. Okay, so ginawa lang natin itong calculation para makita nyo lang kung ano yung magnitude ng mutual inductance. So with these dimensions, yan yung ina-expect natin ng mga values ng mutual inductance. Yes? Ang small letter n is number of turns per unit length. Per unit length. Number of turns na. Okay, any more questions? So EMF, next example. Ano yung EMF due to the mutual inductance? So in the same example, suppose current I2, okay, yung current I2 dun sa coil 2 is given as, okay, so I2 ay equals to 2 times 10 to the 6. Ito pala nakasulat. Okay, so currents in wires can indeed increase this rapidly for brief periods. So at t equals 3.0 microseconds, what is the average magnetic flux through each turn of the solenoid coil 1 due to the current in the outer coil or coil 2? So ano yung flux? Okay, flux. So ano yung flux dun sa coil 1? So B1. So from the definition ng mutual inductance, Okay, it's M21 over the mutual inductance divided by dito, divide by the number of turns. N2 or N1, sorry. Kasi yung okay, N1 and then multiplied by yung current sa I2. Kasi doon galing yung current. Okay, so this will be 25 microhenry. So 25 times 10 to the minus 6 Henry times 2 times 10 to the 6 ampere per second. And then 3 microsecond yung time all over number of turns. Yun ay 1,000. So yung flux here is 1.5 times 10 to the minus 7 Weber. Yun yung para sa letter A. Sa letter B, tinatanong ko ano yung induce na flux. Okay, so ano yung induce na flux dyan? Ano equation for that? So EMF, induce na flux sa 1 is negative M di2 dt. So negative M, so that's 25 times 10 to the minus 6 Henry. And then di2. So anong derivative nung I2? Yan yung I2. Anong derivative niya with respect to time? 2 times 10 to the 6 amperes. Per second. So yung E1 ay equal sa negative 50 volts. Okay, questions? Okay. Then there's also self-inductance. Okay. Pag nag-produce ka ng current through a coil, that same coil, okay, will try to oppose yung change. Okay? Diba? So pag produce ka ng current through a coil, magpo-produce siya ng magnetic field. Okay? And yung coil na yon will oppose that new magnetic field by producing a current in the opposite direction. And that's called self-inductance. Now, ang self-inductance, okay, ay equal sa, so self-inductance is L, in this case, hindi M, okay, and equal yan sa N pi B over I. Now, the equation is the same. Kung papansinin niyo dun sa mutual inductance, di ba? Number of turns times the flux divided by the current. Okay? Now, yung EMF na mapoproduce dyan, pansinin nyo na expression ng EMF dito ay M di dt. So, ganun din dito. So, it has to be L and then di dt. Okay, since anong tawag dito? Okay, so from here, it's Li N phi B. So pag kinuha natin yung derivative nito, ang mangyayari is equal na yan sa N d phi B dt. So ito ngayon yung EMF for the mutual inductance. So self-inductance. Dapat may negative sign dyan. Okay? So, if you have this circuit, okay, anong meron dito sa circuit na ito? You have a source, EMF, okay? And meron kang inductor. So, ito ngayon yung electrical symbol for the inductor. Okay, if you have that EMF, okay, bakit siya kailangang i-vary? Kasi remember, you don't produce any tawag dito EMF kung hindi nagba-vary yung current or yung area, di ba? Kung walang variation in flux. Okay, so kailangan mo ng variable source of EMF or variable na voltage source. Kaya yan yung nakalagay diyan. Okay, and tawag dito between points A and B, yung voltage na yan ay equal sa L di dt. Okay? Base dun sa nakuha natin dito. Okay? Yan. So equal sa L di dt. Or negative L di dt. Okay. So ito naman yung, syempre pag i-apply na natin yung Ohm's law, di ba? Tsaka, hindi Ohm's law. Voltage rule at saka current rule, loop rule. Okay, so meron tayong conventions na dapat sundin. Okay, so for a resistor, ganito yung ginagamit natin, di ba? So from A to B, okay, yung current passes through that resistor in this direction. For an inductor with constant current, of course, pag constant yung current, then you have zero voltage. Pag nag-i-increase yung current, okay, yung EMF na ipoproduce niya ay in the opposite direction. Kasi ang VAB is equal to negative L di dt. Okay, now yung positive sign dyan, tsaka yung negative sign dito, okay, produces this current. And this current na nagpapass through sa inductor produces this EMF. Okay, which is dahil sa self-inductance. Okay. Similarly, okay, I is decreasing. So in other words, ito yung positive, ito yung negative. Okay. So di dt is negative, which means na yung EMF mo points in this direction. Kasi negative na tong, negative to, may negative ka pa dyan, so magiging positive yan. So same direction siya as the current. Yes. Oh, kaya ka nga may EMF in the first place eh. Yes, after some time ano siya. Mag-reach, darating siya sa equilibrium. Okay, sige. We'll pause there muna. And then, so i-apply natin ngayon tong tawag dito, inductor sa isang circuit. And isa sa mga simpleng circuits, of course, ay yung RL na circuit, resistor, in series with an inductor. Okay, so dito sa circuit na ito, so ito yung isang example ng RL circuit. Okay, merong EMF o merong source ng voltage. Okay, nakita dyan sa taas, indicated by the blue. Okay, by the blue line, blue lines. Okay, tapos ang tawag dito, okay, then connected siya to tawag dito, to the resistor tsaka inductor through a switch. Okay, switch S1. So, and then meron kang secondary na switch. Okay, now anong purpose nung switch S1? Yung tawag dito, isa sa mga purposes ng inductor ay to store magnetic potential energy. Before, meron tayong capacitor at yung purpose naman ng capacitor is to store electric potential energy. So, yun yung isa sa mga, yun yung silbi actually ng isang inductor sa circuit. Okay? Storage ng energy, magnetic potential energy in particular. So, initially, okay, at T equals 0, when the switch is open, wala pa siyang energy na laman-laman. Okay? Once you close the switch, okay, and yung S1 ay closed, S2 is open, okay, magsisimula ng mag-charge yung inductor. Okay? Paano nag-charge yung inductor? So, syempre dadaan muna yung current, di ba? Through R1. Okay? Tapos, may current ka na rin through the inductor. Okay? At dahil may current ka through the inductor, magpuproduce siya ng magnetic field. Pero dahil sa Lenz's law, magpuproduce siya ng magnetic field in the opposite direction and also an opposing current. Okay, so yun yung self-inductance siya. Okay, pero dahil may EMF ka, tuloy-tuloy siya nag-produce ng current. At some point, okay, tawag dito, lalaki ng lalaki yung voltage across the inductor, lalaki ng lalaki din yung current. Okay, and then yun nga, at some point, maximum na yung energy dun sa inductor and titigil na yung current. It's the same as yung sa capacitor, di ba? Habang nag-charge yung capacitor, palaki ng palaki yung voltage yung sa capacitor until such time na fully charged na yung capacitor, tapos mawawala na yung current. Okay? So, ganun yung nangyayari din dito, except that this is magnetic potential energy. Okay, so paano natin i-describe ngayon yung current na yan o yung nangyayari dito? Okay, so VAB, which is yung voltage across the resistor, okay, I equals sa I times R. Now, yung current dito is indicated by yung purple na arrow. Tapos yung VBC, which is yung voltage across the inductor, alam natin na equal sa L di dt. Okay, so gamit ang voltage rule dito sa loop na ito. Okay, so that's E minus IR minus L di dt ay equal to 0. And if we isolate di dt, okay, what we'll have E minus IR over L. Okay, or equal to sa E over L minus R over L times I. Or di dt plus R over L times I equals E over L. Okay, so ano ang initial conditions? At T equals 0, yung VL ay equal to 0. Or yung VL ay equal to 0. Okay, which means na if we solve this, tawag dito, wait, dali yan. No, not hindi VL yung 0. Yung current is 0. Kasi mag-i-increase yung current. So, sorry. Yung current is 0. So, this means na yung di dt at t equals 0, okay, ay equal sa E over L. Kasi itong current na nandito, okay, at t equals 0 ay 0. Okay. Now, if we solve this differential equation, okay, pag sinolve natin yung differential equation na yan, gagawin ko. Solve natin yan. Okay, what we'll get, okay, is I equals E over R 1 minus exponential negative T over L over R. Okay, and that has the same expression for charging a capacitor. If you look back dun sa notes ninyo, so you'll see that yung form is the same. Okay, so yung current ay equal sa E over R 1 minus exponential negative T over L over R. Now, itong term na ito, kung naalala nyo sa capacitor, that's called a time constant. Okay, so yung time constant for an LR circuit is L over R. So you can determine kung gaano kabilis siya mag-charge depende sa values ng inductor at saka ng resistor. So for example, typical value ng inductor is 10 Henry. Okay. And R is 100 ohms. So yung time constant in that case ay 0.1 seconds. Okay? At 0.1 seconds, ano na yung tawag dito? Ano na yung charge nung capacitor, anong inductor? Okay? In terms of the maximum allowable current. Ilang percent na siya charged? Yun yung tinatanong ko basically. Ha? 66, 67, 67%. Kayo rin ba dyan online? Naggano rin kayo? Nag-6-7 di ba kayo dyan? No? Lang niya. So, sa exam, ano? Pag may nakita kong gumaganon sa exam, malalaman ko na kung tama o mali yung sagot nyo. Diba? Okay. How'd you get 67? Yeah. Kasi yung time constant, yung T ay equal na sa time constant. So pag pinilitan mo na to, yan ay e to the minus 1, which is yung expression na ito. Yung E, yung 1 over E is 33%. Or 37%. 37% pala, no? 63% pala yung ano. So yung 1 minus 1 over E is 63%. Hindi. Okay. So ang alam mo is 63. Okay, good. Okay. Oh, okay na. Okay na. Okay na. So yan yung current through the circuit. At ano yung itsura ng current? Behavior ng current? So ganyan yung current through the circuit. Okay. Nag-i-increase siya exponentially. Now, what about yung voltage? we can get the voltage across the, di ba, across the inductor using this equation. So, kailangan na natin kunin yung derivative ng I. So, yung voltage across the inductor ay E over R, okay, times exponential negative T over L over R. Tama? Times L. Tama ba? Hindi siya tama. L di dt, di ba? So L, and then yung constant na E over R, pero meron ka pang R over L. Dahil dun sa constant nung time. Coefficient ng time. So magka-cancel ngayon yung L at saka yung R, and yung VL ay equal sa E exponential negative T over L over R. Now, yung voltage ay nag-decrease exponentially. So, yung voltage ngayon, if we consider naman yung voltage, okay, kulay pink yung voltage, so nag-decrease siya exponentially. Ganyan. So, anong nangyayari? You start from zero current, and then as time passes by, mag-increase yung current, tapos magiging constant. Okay? Pero yung voltage across the inductor, meron kang voltage kagad. Kaya T equals 0. Bakit ka mayroong kagad na voltage? Kasi, ha? Ba't kayo may voltage? Kasi gusto niyang i-oppose yung change. Magpo-produce siya ng voltage to oppose that change. Okay? And as the current increases, syempre yung voltage niya ay pababa ng pababa dahil hindi na ganun kakalaki yung current na kailangan niyang i-oppose. Okay? So, pababa siya ng pababa. Kaya ganyan yung behavior no. Na ano na kayo naapektuhan na kayo medyo sa ano sa utak. Dahil sa stress na ba yan? Dahil sa physics. Ito lang naman dalawa lang naman ang physics yung subjects yung ngayon, Sem, diba? Dalawa pa lang. Marami. Okay, ang isa nating didiniscuss ay power. Okay, so if we want to determine yung power, wala dito. So if we want to determine yung power, dadagdag na ako ng slide. Okay, ang gagawin nyo lang is, so ito yung ating equation, di ba? I, R plus L, di, dt. Multiply natin yan by I, then you get yung power. So ito yung power na pinoprovide ng voltage source. Ito yung power dissipated by the resistor. At ito naman yung power, okay, na tawag dito inaabsorb or tinitake in ng inductor. Remember na nag-store siya ng energy. And yung rate ng pag-store niya ng energy is given by this expression. Yes. Oops. is being provided by the source. So, yung power ng inductor is L di dt. Now, anong definition ng power in terms of energy? Rate siya, di ba? So, in terms of energy, and tawag dito, at ang ini-store niya ay potential energy, this is rate of energy storage. Rate now at which potential energy is stored. Tama? Right? So, from here, makikita natin na ang du ay equal sa L I di. Okay? Which means na ang potential energy is L. Okay, potential energy stored in the inductor ay L I di. Okay, from 0 to yung maximum current or equal to sa 1/2 L I squared. Okay, so yung energy stored in the inductor is given by this equation. Okay, so stored siya dun sa coil. Hmm? Yung alin? Power. Oh. Power. Ay. Okay, now let's ano tawag dito? Uh, consider a specific example. Okay? Yung if you have a solenoid or toroidal solenoid. Anong itsura ng toroidal solenoid? Alam niyo ba ang toroid? Okay, so meron muna kayong um, hindi ko na-include kasi dito eh. Yes. Ha? Ano nandyan? Hindi nyo kasi nakikita. Oo nga. Diyan lang naman. Yung 1/2. Ha? Hindi naman. Pero pwede mong isipin siguro kasi yung L is some sort of ano eh. Yung M kasi property siya ng material, yung L property din ng material, yung V is some sort of speed, yung current is, 'di ba? Rate of charge, 'di ba? Rate ng charge. So pwede rin. Yeah. Okay, now deviate ako slightly. Okay. Ano bang tawag niyo doon? Side quest. Side quest tayo ng konti. Okay. Sa example, ano to? 40.3. Okay, nandiyan lang yan. Hindi ko diniscuss yung example na to. 30.4 pala, baliktad. Hindi nga pala kayo natakot. 30.4. 30.4, 30.3. No, 30.3. Sa 30.3, okay, may dinerive na equation dyan for it, ano? Okay, please study this example. Please. Please. Okay? Kulang ng? Oo nga. Okay, makikita nyo ng inductance for that system, toroidal solenoid is given by 2 pi r. Okay? Now, if we plug in yung inductance na yan dun sa ating equation for the potential energy, what we'll have is mu naught n squared A over 2 pi r I squared. Okay? Wala akong ginawa dyan, pinlagin ko lang yung L dun sa expression dito sa taas. Okay? Okay? Now, sandali. 2 pi r. Okay, so ang gagawin ko ngayon ay i-multiply ko to ng 2 pi r at di-divide ko rin syempre ng 2 pi r. Okay, so what I'll get is hindi, wag na lang yan. Isip ko lang yung mas optimal na approach. Okay, so ang gagawin ko na lang is divide ko na lang everything by 2 pi r. So what I'll have is 1/2 mu naught n squared A over 2 pi r squared and then I squared. Sorry, 2 pi r A pala. 2 pi r A. Okay, so yan, mawala yung A dyan. Okay, so I have this expression. Ano ba ang 2 pi r A? 2 pi r is what? Multiplied by area. Oh, kasi yung system na ito is a toroid, di ba? So yan yung 2 pi r mo. Di ba circumference nito? Di ba? Okay, and then yung area nito, yung toroid. So anong tinitignan natin dito? Ano yung 2 pi r times A?
For your cylinder around radius.
Ano ba ang 2 pi r times A? Area. Ano ang circumference multiplied by area? Ha? Sino nagsalita? Volume. U over V. Okay? Energy, potential energy divided by volume, energy density. Small u. So yan yung energy density ng system. Okay, yes.
Aren't toroidal solenoids fusion reactors?
Pwede. Pwede. Pwede naman. Okay na? Burahin ko na to Okay, so, and since toroid nga siya, yung magnetic field dahil dyan is mu naught Ni over 2 pi r. Okay. Ngayon, pansinin nyo na merong Ni over 2 pi r dito. So this is actually Ni over 2 pi r squared. Tapos multiply pa natin ng mu naught squared. That's B. squared. Diba? Over mu naught. So yung U is equal to B squared, may 1/2 pa pala, 1/2 B squared over mu naught. Okay, so yung energy in general is given by this expression. Now, even though we use this, or we derive this, okay, using a physical system na toroid, this expression actually applies to any type of physical system. So this is a general equation for the magnetic energy density of a material. Okay, so and this is also in vacuum. Okay, pero pag hindi siya in vacuum, in a material, it's B squared over mu. So wala na yung not. So in a material. Okay, and yung mu na yan, okay, ay some constant times mu naught. Okay? Okay, now, yung derivation na yun, o yung ano bang tinawag natin dito, side quest, is only to show itong equation na ito. Show nga tapos biglang mawawala. Diba? To show yung equation na yan. Okay? Okay? Gagamitin natin yan later pag nag-discuss na tayo ng electromagnetism. Hindi. Next week. Okay, so yan. So, tignan natin ngayon itong example na ito. Sensitive electronic device of resistance R equals 175 ohms is to be connected to a source of EMF of negligible internal resistance by a switch. The device is designed to operate with a 36 milliampere current, but to avoid damage to the device, the current can rise to no more than 4.9 milliamperes in the first 58 seconds. 58 microseconds after the switch is closed. Okay, an inductor is therefore connected in series with the device as in figure 30.11. Ito yung figure 30.11. The switch in question is S1. Okay, what is the required source EMF, E? And what is the required inductance, L? Okay, and what is the RL time constant? Okay, so ano yung mga given dito? R equals 175. Ano pa? Current. Ano pa? So, I not, lagay natin dyan. So, yung current at a specific time is 4.9 milliamperes. So, actually, current at T equals 58 microseconds ay equals sa 4.9 milliamperes. An inductor is therefore connected in series with the device. The switch in question is S1. What is the required source EMF? Yes. A is equals I naught R. Kasi yung maximum current nyo nga is 36 milliamperes and then yung resistance ay 175. Okay? So 175 ohms times 0.036 amperes. So equal yan sa 6.3 volts. Letter B. Okay. Ano yung letter B? What is the required inductance? L. So anong inductance na L dito? Hmm? Hmm? L di over dt. Okay, ano yung current? Well, yung I of t nyo, di ba? May general expression naman kayo dyan, di ba? I naught times 1 minus e to the minus t over L over R. Okay, so yung di dt, kay I, E, sorry, I naught times R over L. Tama? Tapos, anong tawag dito? Exponential negative E, T, L over R. Okay, may problem lang dito kasi hindi nyo alam kung ano yung L. Yung L nga yung hinahanap niyo. Right?
All times.
Tama? Oo. So, hindi nyo pwedeng gamitin ito equation na ito ng ganun-ganun lang. I naught R is alam nyo naman. E lang yun eh, EMF. Pero yung DIDT, hindi nyo rin alam. Okay, so, yeah. So ano pang ibang approach? Yes, pwede. Yep. Okay. So ano lang, straightforward, diba? So isolate lang yung L na nandito. Okay, so I of t, okay, I of t over I naught. Saan ko ba isusulat yan? I of t over I naught. Tama? 1 minus. Tama. Okay. 1 minus I of t over I naught. Equal na yan sa exponential negative t over L over R. Right? Tapos kunin natin yung ln, di ba? Pag kinuha natin yung ln, magiging negative t over L over R. So, ln na yan. Okay? So, here, ang L is negative RT over ln ng 1 minus I of t over I naught. Alam natin yung I at t equals 58 microseconds, which is 4.9 milliamperes. So, ilalagay natin dito sa TI 58 microseconds at lalagay natin sa II 4.9 milliamperes. So, we can solve for L. Ang makukuha nating L dyan ay 69 millihenry. Muntik na. 67. Bakit siya funny number? Sorry, hindi ko alam. Hindi ko alam yung mga ganyang bagay eh. Okay, letter C. Knowing yung L, we can now solve for the time constant. Okay, so L over R. 69 millihenry divided by 175 ohms. So ang time constant dito is 390 micro microseconds. Okay. So, ang bilis lang. Wala pang isang kisap mata. Alam niyo ba yung kanta na yun? Kinanta mo ba yun, Mark? Diba? O kay bilis naman maglaho ng pag-ibig mo sinta. Daig pang isang kisap mata. Patay tayo dyan. Ha? O, bilyar, tas kwento ka. Yun na. Kayo.
Pag
Then,
nanalo kami sa
may thesis defense.
plus 5.
Pag na ano?
Pag nanalo kami sa plus 5.
Pag nanalo kayo sa? Plus 5 kayo sa?
Lahat ng LD sir. Tigla plus 5.
Aling subject?
Sa'yo. Manood. Manood. Di ba, 1 na lang pala.
Tumawad pa. Okay. Now, may natin pag-usapan yung mga deals na yan. Hindi pa natin pinag-usapan yung S2. Di ba? Okay. So, na-charge na yung inductor. Okay? Wala nang silbi yung switch S1 kasi, di ba, yung voltage across the inductor ay 0 na eh. Di ba? After a certain time constants. Okay. Saka, nung pinag-aaral natin yung RC circuits, naalala niyo ba kung ilang time constants until maximum na yung ano? Maximum na yung voltage sa capacitor? Yes. Galing. May natututunan pala kayo eh. So, ganun din dito. After 5 time constants, pwede natin consider na maximum na yung value ng tawag dito. Or 0 na yung value ng voltage across the inductor. Okay? Now, after 5 time constants, pwede na natin i-open yung switch. Okay? Pero habang open yung S2, nakastore lang yung energy dun sa inductor. Tama? Wala kasing pupuntahan eh. Pero once na-close mo yung S2, naka-open yung S1 magkakaroon ka ng current ngayon dito sa lower loop. Tama? Okay. Ano ngayon ang mangyayari? Ano mangyayari? Siyempre, habang may current dyan, okay, ang gagawin ng inductor is pinapamigay niyo yung energy. Pero kanino niya ibibigay yung energy? Sa resistance. Anong gagawin ng resistance sa energy na yun? Convert into heat, di ba? Yun ang silbi ng resistor, di ba? Ko-convert niya lang to heat. Of course, it controls the current, basically. Pero, ginagawa niya is to dissipate yung energy. Okay? So, if we consider that loop, okay, kulayan ko to ng loop na to na kulay blue, pag ganyan. Okay? And if you write yung equation for that tawag dito. So ito na yung yan na yung loop. Okay, yan. Okay, so we have 0 EMF, di ba? Equals to IR plus L DI dt. Okay? So ito, medyo straightforward na i-solve yung dito, differential equation na ito. And we get this expression, okay, T over L over R. Okay, yan yung para sa current. Okay, so in this case, okay, once na i-open i-close nyo yung switch S2, okay, yung current na yan ay dahan-dahang mag-decrease. At yung behavior niya is an exponential decrease. At the first time constant, nag-decrease na kagad siya to 37%. Okay? So yan. Of course, yung derivative niyan, ang derivative nito, I naught times R over L exponential minus T over L over R. Okay, and this is L di dt or I naught R or E, di ba? Exponential minus T over L over R. And this is nothing but yung voltage across the inductor, which is exactly the same dun sa nakuha natin dun sa charging. Dapat. So nagdi-decrease ulit yung voltage dito. Nakalimutan ako Kailangan kong lagyan ng negative sign dito, negative sign. Okay, kanina walang negative sign, pero ngayon may negative sign kasi opposite direction na yung takbo nung yung tawag dito. Yung pag tawag niya, yung induced na EMF ay opposite na in direction to the current. Okay, questions? Okay, so when the current in an RL circuit is decaying, what fraction of the original energy stored in the inductor has been dissipated after 2.3 time constants? Okay, so what fraction of the original energy stored in the inductor has been dissipated after 2.3 time constants? So ano bang energy? Ano bang total energy ng inductor? One half Li squared. Di ba? Parang 1/2 mv squared. Oh. Ba? Yan ang total energy niya. After 2.3 time constants, saan natin i-incorporate yung 2.3 time constants na yun? So, meron tayong energy na equal sa 1/2 L small I squared. Okay, o equal to sa 1/2 L I squared exponential e to the minus 2t over L over R. Naintindihan niyo yan? Kung paano nangyari yan? Kasi yung I is equal to I naught exponential negative t over L over R. Okay? Okay, ilang time constants daw? Okay. So yung t is equal to 2.3 time constants. Diba? And remember, na ang time constant is L over R. So yung ilalagay natin dito ngayon is U, which is 1/2 L I squared exponential negative 2 times 2.3 na lang. Intindihan niyo kung paano nangyari yan? Okay. I-divide natin yan by the total, okay, which is 1/2 Li squared. Then, syempre, magka-cancel lang ito. Okay, so, exponential negative 2 times 2.3, which is equal to 0.010 or 1%. After 2.3 time constants, 1% na lang yung natitirang energy stored in the inductor. At 99% ng energy na yon ay ginamit na or kinonvert na ng resistor to heat energy. Ay, hindi, sorry. Dapat hindi small letter U yan. Ay, shoot. Mali. Basta U of something. U na merong time dependence. Yun na lang. Okay. Or siguro ito lang yung initial, di ba? And then yan yung ano. Better siguro. Okay. Any questions? Okay, sige.